Hi, welcome back to the channel. Michelle, and today I'm going to be sharing a meal planning video. How I meal plan for the week. Now, I do have different videos on my channel about, gluten-free lunches we make. If you're new here, we're a gluten-free family of 5. My youngest daughter has celiac disease, so it's for medical reasons. I have gluten-free lunches, like I said. I have gluten-free breakfast videos, gluten-free dinner videos, some cook with me videos. But people have asked for this video, how I meal plan. And I really haven't thought about making one because honestly, my meals are super simple. They're very quick and easy and it's nothing complicated, but maybe the internet needs a little bit more simple and boring. So I'm gonna show you how I meal plan for the week. Now I meal plan on a weekly basis because I used to do it every 2 weeks, but I found my kids go through so much produce and fruit and vegetables and milk that I was going every week to pick those things up anyways, so I just switched from 2-week planning to 1-week planning, and that just works easier for us. So I do have a budget video as well where I break down my expenses, so I do try to stay under $600 a month, sometimes between $600 and $650 a month for a family of 5. Again, we are gluten-free, not always easy. So that's the budget I'm working with, so I get about $150 a month. But that is stretchable if need be. So the first step I do is I take my planner. So this is the stuff I use. I use my planner. I use a knockoff Friction erasable pen. I use just an erasable, or just a pencil and a Post-it. So the first thing I do is I actually go in my planner, and while I meal plan, I also fill out my planner for the following week, because what's going on the following week will impact the meals I prepare. So for example, on Wednesday nights, my husband usually works late, so I know that I will be preparing dinner, feeding my family, and cleaning it all up by myself. So that's obviously a dinner I want to be more simple. We also have staple meals. Every Sunday is taco night, so those things I can just plug in right away. So right now I'm going to go through, look at what next week looks like, plug in the things I know we will have already, and then I'll go on to the next step. So I've gone ahead and looked at my weekly spread here of what I need to do. The only thing I know going on at night, besides my husband obviously having to work late on Wednesdays, as we will have a church book study on Thursday night. So I have to be mindful of that I need to make something more simple so we can all be out of the house in time. So next I'm just going to fill in the things I know. So I use this bottom half of my planner, and again, this is just a happy planner, homeschool planner. I put everything in here, homeschool, life, meal planning, everything goes in here. So I'm gonna start out by doing breakfast. So Mondays, we just do a breakfast rotation, nothing crazy, keep it simple. So Mondays, we always start with eggs, and my husband does make breakfast. Full disclosure, I don't actually do it, but I do meal plan so he knows what to make. So for eggs, we do a combination. It could be omelets, it could be hard-boiled eggs, it could be scrambled eggs, it could be over easy. There's a wide variety of eggs, right? So eggs is always Monday. Tuesday is toast or bagel. We're gonna be doing bagel this week because we did toast last week, and yogurt, and that's yogurt cups. The kids can serve themselves. Wednesday is always oatmeal and smoothie. Thursdays is either pancakes or waffles. Last week we had pancakes, so it will be waffles. And Friday will be a different variety of eggs. So my husband will obviously decide, omelets, over easy, whatever he wants to do. I do not do Saturday and Sunday, but if you're curious, Sunday we do cereal and fruit because we have church early. We have to be at church at 8 a.m. on Sundays. So that is what we do for breakfast, but I don't do any breakfast or lunches on Saturday and Sunday. I just do dinners. Now I will fill in lunches. So lunches, again, just a rotation. We always do peanut butter and jelly on Mondays, and that can be peanut butter and jelly, it can be peanut butter and butter, it can be, my 10-year-old really likes jam and cheese, so whatever variety that is. So I also have a lot of gluten-free lunches on my video you can check out too. But one of the things I use for that is I have a Planet Box lunchbox, which has it's like a bento box, has little compartments for things. So in my control journal, again, this is something I use for meal planning and cleaning. I use the Fly Lady Zone Cleaning. I'll link up above my cleaning video that kind of goes through this. But there's a tab in here that has meal planning. So it has a list of my favorite meals, recipes, things like that. But there's also a lunch section in here. So this is a printable I found I don't even remember where, but this is what the Planet Box lunchbox looks like. And I actually went through and did lunches for an entire year, I believe. So I like to do themed lunches. So in October we do Halloween, November we do fall lunches, December I do a special Christmas or winter themed lunch, February I do Valentine's lunches, so to make it fun. But I have this wide assortment to choose from if I'm racking my brain of what to use. I have an entire month's worth. I also have little printouts like this. This is from the Family Fudge. She has a lunch channel, shows different lunches of different ideas if I get stuck. So they're not eating the same stuff and it doesn't get boring. And for me, it keeps it interesting, so I'm not always doing the same stuff. One of the things I really do like about themed lunches is it makes it entertaining and fun for me. I get to be creative with lunch instead of just, oh my God, I'm making lunch again. So yes, we do homeschool, but I prepare lunches in the morning and they have their lunch boxes in the afternoon. That just makes my life easier. But you can see we have peanut butter and jelly, and there's a variety of different sides we have. As you can see, they always get a fruit, they always get some type of vegetable. They will always get a treat, Skittles, cookies, whatever it might be. Sides will usually be something salty, so popcorn, crackers, pretzels, that type of thing. You can get the idea. So the little side areas are easy to fill in. But I put the main thing down here so I remember, because we usually always have those things on hand. Tuesday will be some type of lunch meat. This can be roll-ups, this can be sandwiches, this can be anything involving lunch meat, the little lunch meat sushi, whatever. Wednesday is something I try to cook. I don't make lunch boxes on Wednesday because my husband works late, he goes in later, so he actually makes the kids lunch. So I will usually do like a mac and cheese, a chicken nugget, something that can be cooked, quesadilla, grilled cheese, something like that. But I also need to be mindful, so Wednesday night, I really like to do pasta, broccoli, and homemade garlic bread. I do make my own bread. I'll link it up above. But knowing that, I obviously don't want to do mac and cheese for lunch. See how that kind of connects, having an idea of what you're doing. I don't want to do grilled cheese because we're going to be having garlic bread that night. That's a lot of bread. I do make a loaf of gluten-free bread probably every other day, but still, that's a lot of bread to go through. So I want to be conscious of, what I'm using. So I will probably just have the hot dogs and fruit that day. And then we go over to Thursday. It will be what I like to call a snacky lunch or a Lunchable. This is something my kids have really been enjoying. So of course they don't have gluten-free Lunchables, although I don't understand why, because it's possible to find all the ingredients gluten-free. So I will just make, I'll get the gluten-free crackers, I'll get the round gluten-free salami, I will get cheese for the kids, and then I again add veggies, all the other sides in there. But I know I need to have those things on hand to make it. And then Friday will just be either lunch meat or quesadilla. They can choose what they want. And again, I don't do lunches Saturday and Sunday. So now that I have that figured out, I can get my Post-it out and I can start making a grocery list just by that. So I know I'm gonna need eggs, peanut butter and jelly. I know I'm gonna need jelly because we are almost out. I know we will need cheese. We have bagels, we have yogurt, I just picked that up. We will need lunch meat. I will have to pick up oatmeal because I know we are out of that. And one nice thing I do, one of my chores every week is I clean out the fridge, and that's on Wednesdays. And that's to see what we're out of. I don't like expired food in my fridge. That's one of my little pet peeves. So every Wednesday I clean out the fridge, get the old stuff out, move the stuff that's expiring up front. So I already have general knowledge of what's in my fridge, what's in my pantry, just before I make this meal plan. So we will need hot dogs. I do try to divide the list up by where it is in the store. Meats up here, dairy products here, pantry items will be here, produce will be up here. So we have stuff for smoothies. We will need hot dogs. Let's see, I need pasta noodles and pasta sauce. I do have leftover ground beef in the freezer because, like I said, we have taco night every Sunday, and whenever there's left, and I don't season the taco meat, it's just ground beef because my kids are picky and don't like spices. So it's literally just ground beef in our tacos. So what I will do is whenever I have leftovers, I will put it in a mason jar and freeze it in the freezer. So when we have pasta night, I don't have to make separate meat for that. It's already made. Or same if we have like leftover sausage, I can throw that in instead of ground beef. So reusing the things, not letting things go to waste is a really good cost saver. So we have the meat for that. I will make the bread. I know I will need to pick up butter to make the garlic bread. We have the spices for that, so that's not an issue. Waffles, we have everything to make that. That's eggs, we already have flour. I do buy my gluten-free flour in bulk. I'll link it down below. I get Pamela's gluten-free flour about every other month. Every month and a half, I buy a 25-pound bag of it, and it's about 70 bucks. So if you're curious how much we spend in flour, gluten-free flour, but that's the best brand I personally found. And homemade gluten-free bread tastes so much better. I can't emphasize that much enough that gluten-free bread is so much better than store-bought bread. And I forgot how much better it was until our camping trip in July, and we bought the pre-made bread, and no. Homemade is so much better. It does take a little bit of effort. We do have a bread machine, so it goes pretty quickly, but it's so much better and worth it. So snacky, I know we're gonna need crackers because we are out of that. We're gonna need, so lunch meat, I need to put salami there because they like salami. And I already have cheese, so that works there. And then lunch meat, I'll just put ×2 because we'll have it twice, so I'll need more than one package. Quesadilla, I will need tortillas and shredded cheese for that. All right, and that takes us there. So now I have breakfast and lunches done. I have that plugged in. And again, I will look at this for extra ideas. For vegetables, we have a garden right now. So we have cherry tomatoes, we have cucumbers. So that is something the kids really enjoy. They're not really into carrots right now. We have celery, we have snap peas. So those are all things I can stick in the lunch. We have pickles. Those aren't things I have to get. And then with bars, I'm just gonna put like granola bars because we still have a couple Lara bars, but we go through granola bars crazy in this house. So I will put that down that we need. We have applesauce. I will put up here that we need fruit because we go through a ton of fruit. And I will just put fruit because I will decide later what's on sale when I look at the weekly ad for my grocery store. We have cookies, we have different things can go in that. So but I will look at this really quick. Oh, pretzels, we are out of pretzels. So I will get to that. And my son requested some kettle chips. So I will pick those up. But those will be things I can stick in there as well. We have yogurt, we have granola, so I'm not too concerned about lunches. That's pretty easy to put together. But now it's time to plug in the stuff for lunches. So like I said, I already know Wednesday we're gonna have that. I already know Sunday we're gonna have tacos. We usually do nachos with that. So we have tortilla chips. I don't have to worry about that. We have ground beef in the freezer. I do try to buy meat when it's on sale, when it's feasible for my budget. So we do have ground beef in the freezer. I already put shredded cheese down, which would be for tacos. We have tomatoes in the garden. We have lettuce in the garden. We have salsa already in the fridge, so that's good. We have tortillas, chips, and then we always do corn with that. So I will have to check. I will put corn down here with a question mark if we have any in the freezer, because I'm not sure if we have any frozen corn. But that takes care of the bulk of the meal planning already. So let's get into lunches, so let's get into dinners. So Monday, I always try to do some kind of chicken dish. And actually this Monday, my husband purchased for a fundraiser meal tickets for the American Legion in our town, is doing a raffle for it. So we purchased tickets for that. So we get a chicken meal, which comes with fried chicken, a biscuit, and mashed potatoes, and I believe a drink. Now, none of that is gluten-free, so I will still have to prepare food for my daughter. And how we handle that is, if we have something that is not gluten-free, we have a picnic table outside in our backyard, on our porch. That's where we eat anything containing gluten, on a tablecloth, so it doesn't come into the house, if you're curious. So I know the bulk of them will be eating that I and my daughter will not. So I find that food that has gluten in it doesn't really settle well with my stomach anymore, and I prefer to be dairy-free. I know none of that stuff's gonna be dairy-free. So I will put chicken down here. I do have some chicken breast, again, frozen in the freezer from when they were on sale. And I will just write a veggie here so I remember to get just what's seasonally on sale. I know asparagus has been on sale a lot right now, and that will be enough. So to just have chicken and a veggie, and then I'll make biscuits that night so she doesn't feel left out that we have biscuits as well, and that's super easy to do. I will link down below my drop biscuit recipe for gluten-free. I think it's like 20 minutes. So that takes care of that. I have to write Legion chicken, so I remember I'm not feeding everybody and I don't have to take out that much chicken. All right, so I have that plugged in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 meals, 4 dinners I have to come up with. And as you can see here, I put zoo. We plan on going to the zoo on Friday, so I know we're gonna be back later, so it's gonna, again, have to be something quick, easy. So I'm gonna now, the next step is I'm gonna go to my freezer and see what we have that I can make meals out of, because again, I'm looking for 4 different meal options. So now I'm in my kitchen. I'm gonna look at my freezer, and yes, in case you're wondering, there are still people on social media that have like the honey oak cabinets and this super old 2-door fridge here. So that's another thing. I shop weekly. I don't have a large fridge, as you can see, science experiment in the back. I don't have a lot of room to store food long term. We do have a deep freezer in the basement, and honestly, it's only full of gluten-free donuts right now and some chicken carcasses to make chicken broth. There's no meat I have stored down there. Everything is in here right now, so there's not a lot of room, as you can see in here, to store a lot. But I'm gonna look in here and see what we have. After looking in the freezer, I know we have fish, we have tilapia, we have pork chops, and we have ground beef. Again, this is things I found on sale that have been stuck in the freezer. So I need to plug those meal options in. So I'm going to put burgers and fries here because I know that will be an easy meal to make when we get home. So that takes care of the ground beef. Pork chop I can fit probably here. And I will just put veggie. Again, that will tell me to get something seasonal. I also have sweet potatoes I can do in the Instapot. So that takes care of pork chop, which leaves fish for right here. So which fish, we just do rice and broccoli, or mixed vegetables with that, but the kids prefer broccoli. So now I need to plug that in. So we already have fish, we already have rice, we already have broccoli. Pork chop we already have, so I need to remember to get a veggie times 2. We already have sweet potatoes. We already have ground beef. I will get fries. And I did check, I need to get some frozen corn for taco night. So as you can see, that takes up the majority of my meals. I just have 1 meal here on Saturday left. Dinner I need to figure out. And this is my grocery list so far. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to look on my phone and look at the grocery flyer for my town. I don't do a lot of like multiple trips to like Walmart and Aldi. The only options I have in my town are Walmart, Aldi, and Kroger. So I only have 3 options. I'm not going to multiple stores. I'm not one of those that it's worth that much. And in my opinion, I find that the one closest to me, Kroger, which is literally down the street, has the best prices. Even when they're a little higher, I have online coupons I can use. I also get cash, or I get fuel reward points when I shop on Fridays. So that's going towards my gas, which actually really helps a percentage off my gas. So I don't do multiple shopping. I don't do price checking. There are certain things I know I can get a better price, like for our lunch meat, I know Aldi's the place to go. For gluten-free pizza, Aldi's the place to go. I don't plan on doing an Aldi run this week because I did overspend a little less last week, so I'm trying to keep myself within budget this week, which means if I go to Aldi, I know I'm gonna overspend because I'm gonna grab all those little things. So I'm stopping myself and I'm restricting myself to 1 grocery store, and that will actually stop me from spending more. So I'm gonna look at that flyer, see what's on sale meat-wise. I always try to start with an entree and go from there. I figure it's the easiest way to do it. And I've also looked to see what kind of veggies are on sale. All right, so I just checked my flyer and it looks like Italian sausages are on sale, which is great because we can grill those, less effort for me to do dishes. And with that, I will do a salad. And again, we have all the ingredients to make a salad in our garden. And with that, I will do some baked potatoes, which again, I can do on the grill. And we already have baked potatoes, or we already have russet potatoes in the pantry. So the only thing I'll have to add for there is Italian sausage. So that shows you kind of how all of the meals are planned and step by step. So those are all my meals planned and everything like that. Sometimes if I am stuck for meal plans, I of course will check my cookbooks I have. I have 100 Days of Real Food cookbook. I found that really helpful. I do have a gluten-free kids cookbook that I got for 25 cents at the library. That's been really good. But most of the time, I'll browse my Pinterest board. I have some of my favorite meals saved there. But again, they're really simple things because most of the time it's me cooking by myself and cleaning a lot of the food up by myself because of my husband's work schedule. So I need simple, I need nutritious meals. And occasionally I will throw in a fun meal. So for example, for homeschooling, we're doing United States geography. And one of the things we're doing with that is every week we will be doing we have a United States cookbook, and every state has its own entree and appetizer and dessert. So the kids will be picking some recipes out of there and helping with me. Next week, we will not be doing that. We are still going over the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, and things like that. So we don't have specific meals because we haven't gotten into the states yet. Geography, we're still in the U.S. territories. So we don't have any specific meals for that, but that'll be kind of the fun meal. And occasionally I will make something different, but honestly, my kids like it simple. My 6-year-old doesn't like anything with spices. So just keeping it simple and working into the stage of life you're at is okay. It doesn't have to be gourmet. It doesn't have to be pretty. As long as it's food and it's nutritious, go for it. So the next step I'm gonna do is I have my meal plan all in my planner, all good to go. I have my grocery list all good to go. Next step I do is I go online to my grocery store's app and I will browse the coupons for the things I have on my list or things that are on sale that aren't necessarily on my list. I already looked in the flyer and added apples because those are on sale. Italian sausage is on sale, that's why I added that. So I will just go through and see what items I can get a coupon for. So things like milk, eggs, there's usually coupons for that. And again, I'm getting that fuel rewards and it's doubled on Fridays and Saturdays. That's why I plan on Thursdays and go grocery shopping Friday mornings. That way I'm getting the double rewards points that go towards my gas. So I have a van and I only spend like $40 a month in gas because of my grocery shopping habits. All right, so I just got done looking at all the coupons and there was actually a lot on there. Hot dogs, the sausage. I had a free breakfast sausage, so I can get that and I added it to Fridays. So we'll have eggs and sausage. Cheese was on sale. Almond milk, the Ripple milk we get. Bell peppers were on sale, so I added that because my kids like to eat that. Mac and cheese was on sale, so that's something I added because gluten-free mac and cheese is always more expensive. The chips were on sale. The cereal we like was on sale, so I added that. Toilet paper was on sale, so anything with a star I mark as a sale or coupon item, so I know that that's going to be less. So this is my final little post-it, quickly scribbled meal plan. But again, this took like 20 minutes of my time, and I'll actually come back after I buy everything tomorrow and tell you how much I spent. So I just got done grocery shopping and I spent $162.82, so it was about $12 over budget. But that's because I bought ribs. They were on sale. I got those for $8 and I bought dairy-free cream cheese. So other than that, I was within my $150 budget. So that is how I meal plan and then grocery shop. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If not, thank you for watching.